Does it get better over the next couple of months? So I was away at there were things out here.
Good morning. Welcome, class. There's an A for you. I'm happy you're here. I'm so glad you're here. My yoga teacher says that, and it makes me so happy when she says that. I'm like, she's really glad I'm here. So, in case anybody's wondering, we're doing like half lights, half not lights, because there's someone that's sensitive to fluorescence. So, if you need the light, pick the half light. So for this class, a couple of pencil and paper things that will probably be helpful, like usual with a lot of my classes. And we're going to start working out of the key of A flat major, A flat major. So if you are looking at like the major scale, I'll say it again, I'll say it many times, I like to be able to access the full range in first position on my instrument of all the 7 notes that belong to that major scale everywhere that they exist. So every major scale in all 12 keys will always have the 7 letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And so I like to think of the 12 keys as A, B, C, D, E, F, G when something is flat or sharp. And in this case, the notes that are flat or sharp, it's the key of A flat major. So I think that's 4 flats. I could be wrong. Is it 4? Yeah. Yeah, it's B is flat, E is flat, A is flat, and D is flat. And so what I would do is I would take my extended range, little cheat sheet, which just looks like this. It's written out like that on a piece of paper, right? Or you write it out on a staff. And then I would just add the flats to those 4 letters. So it would turn into this. On the violin, on the viola, and the cello, you start on C. And go to about E flat or so. So that might be a good place to start, is just now. And you might think, oh, I don't want a cheat sheet because I just know A flat major, right? Well, in that case, you can kind of verify that by going through a sequence. The sequence, my favorite sequence to verify that I know the major scale is this. And then I might do like 1, 3, 5, 7. So just like orient yourself with A flat major, whether that means that you're writing out your cheat sheet or you're just playing a few sequences and finding it. Ready, go. I do that kind of just like maybe warming up or orienting myself to the A flat major scale, what I might do is try to put myself into more of an improvising within structure mindset. So one way to do that is to have like just recurring notes of equal value. So like, let's say that I wanted to do like just eighth notes, we'll call those eighth notes. I don't know if they're 16th notes. And then I might see, well, can I improvise playing constant eighth notes and staying in time and staying in the tonality. For example, so do you understand the structure? But the structure is really important because what we were doing a second ago is we didn't have any structure. We're just kind of like, oh, let me see if I can find the A flat major scale. Cool, right? But then as soon as we put a structure on ourselves, it kind of raises the stakes a little bit. It's like, what can you do within this context, right? It makes you a little more responsible for it. So now it doesn't have to be those fast divisions. It could be slower divisions. You might be. Right? So recurring notes of equal duration, and then you have the choice to do with or without rests. With or without rests. Let's say I want to go really fast, like too fast for me, you know, instead of what if I want to do the 16th triplet? I know that's too fast for me to maintain. Right? It's too fast to maintain, but I could probably maintain it with rests. Right? So I'll try to put the rests in. That gives me a chance to like work on my speed or whatever. Now, this isn't inherently like a super musical exercise in the sense that like it's not a solo, right? Like if I was just playing all eighth notes for a solo for like 7 courses, you know, I mean, you could do it. Some people do it. I mean, you can do it, but it's not, you know, it's more of an exercise. So recurring notes of equal duration. And if it has to be da, 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 that's fine. Because you can still focus on, well, I want to make every note feel good. I want to play every note in tune. I want to put every note in time. I want to have a certain articulation. So put a little bit of restriction in that way on yourself. And if you're already familiar with the idea of having structures, then you could put other structures. And we'll talk about that later. 2, 3, A flat major scale. something more with the bow, the rhythmic thing, down, up, we could be here, or we could be here. And we can just try to experiment with a little bit, the same concept of the recurring quarter note or the recurring eighth note, but with utilizing the ghosts. So for example, if I did. So in that case, I'm just using the recurring quarter note, down, up, down, up. If I do a similar thing with the eighth note, with the recurring eighth note, so you can try either of those that you want with the quarter note or the eighth note. Welcome, buddy. 1, 2, ready, go. Reminder that if you play at 3 Ps in your right arm, you will be able to do everything, in my opinion, you'll be able to do everything faster, everything more in time, everything with less effort. So 3 Ps looks like this, right? Look at my arm, look at my bow. 3 Ps, 2, 3, 4. So I tend to say that for violins, it tends to be better at the tip to do this, easier, I should say. Cellos, I think, tend to favor the middle. But having said that, there are like about 4 different ways we can practice this. And it's all the same thing, but they can reinforce each other. So one way is at the tip on the string, like this. Another is at the frog off the string. Again, notice how little energy I'm using. Very little motion. Also, this is another version. I'm just using my thumb as a plectrum there. There's no real perfect technique for it. You know, that's just what I do. You can use a guitar pick, or you can strum with your finger, or with your finger and your thumb, like downstroke finger, upstroke thumb, or you can use all your fingers. You can practice this. Another way to do it is to just think like this, or this down, up, down, up. So there's just more ideas for how to integrate the concept. 2, ready, go. Key of A flat major scale. A flat. Let's try this. I don't know how this will work, but just what I want you to kind of notice is that this is all moving, but very, very subtly, right? Is it ticka 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 tack, ticka ticka ticka. Down, up, 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 down, up. Yeah, and I think it should feel like not down, 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 right? In theory, right? So the up is just as strong as the down. Now, same thing here. Every eighth note has equal love, right? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So this da, ga, da, ga, ga. This rhythm, but with any notes from A flat major. So for example, I could do. Try to get that rhythm in that now that we don't have this moving. So for every rhythm that I practice, I usually will practice it with the subdivisions, and then I'll see, can I do it without doing that with my arm? You know, so for example, like if you take a rhythm like, I'll practice it like this, but the way I actually bow it, it'll be like as few bow changes as possible. Right, because that's how you play it fast, is when you don't change your bow so fast. But you have to understand the subdivisions. And so that's why I like to practice it with the subdivisions so I'm really clear about it. So for this, watch, I might hook my bow. You know, I might hook the bow, or if I'm changing the bow, I have to anticipate that my bow wants to drag, it wants to swell, and I don't want to let it do that. So I have to like really compensate if I change the bow. Right, we have to get off the dot. Get off the dot and make our bow do the thing. You know, the conductors and the orchestras are really good about it. They'll sing a melody and they'll say, make your bow do that. Bow control is being able to move your bow in any direction, but make it sound the way you want it to sound when you sing, right? So let's try that rhythm. Da, 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 da. Ready, and... So the drum, right? The bass, right? To keep the piano. There's always an attack. So we can do that with the bow too. It sounds like this. So down and up. So if you listen, so there's an actual attack of the note. Ready, and... Let's expand it a little bit. This might be a little tricky for some people, but that's okay. So it's gonna be like da, ga, ga da, ga da, ga, ga da. So like. That rhythm. So let's see. Can we do that? A little ghosting, the ghosting thing. Yeah, look at 3 Ps. Look at my arm. 3 Ps. Relax your shoulder. Relax your neck. Notice your breath. Scan your body. Like, observe where there's tension in your body. Listen to this rhythm. With me? Now remember, so that might be that might be a little bit of a leap for you. That's okay. Remember that if you always just stay here, then you can start to add the accents, like da 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 da. What do they do? Da 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 da. But we're trying to keep this going. 2, 3, 4. Or left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, 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 left, left, right, right, left. Let your body be in motion, fluid, easy. Great. So this could be, again, like the example of, well, how could you turn this into a groove? Like, and we'll learn, you know, the, we can learn all the chords and stuff, but what if we didn't even know the chords and we're like, I just want to play the groove, right? So then I could be like, so Dalton, can you give me? Is that productive? Yes, that is very productive. Right, you can work on the groove, you can work on improvisation, but it's over a slightly simpler form. There's less to think about, right? Which is similar to what we're doing here. But the difference is now I'm really giving Dalton like the responsibility of holding it down without the loop. Yeah, Jenny.
Yeah, I mean, I have a sort of a question comment. Like, it's really helpful to write out the extended scale in flats, you know, so then you don't miss it. What would also be helpful for me, because I know obviously this is syncopated, some things are on offbeats and some things are on the beat, and then down low is the beat,
right,
and up low is the offbeat, is where the accents occur, as far as the having the rhythm written in.
Yeah, so you can, that's a great point. So you can write out 16 X's. It's 16 X's.
Because I'd like to know where these accents are, because I'm not quite getting it.
Cool.
I'm better at getting notes than getting rhythm sections.
Yeah, no, that's great. So that's a great point though. So you can write out 16 or even 32 if you want, and it's gonna look like down, up, right? So you're gonna write your down and your up signals. It's gonna be down, up, down, up, down, up for 16 or 13. You just put X's in the bottom, and then you're just gonna put an accent where you want the accent. So I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. It's on the first. It's on the first. It's on the seventh. So in the first 16, you've got an accent on 1 and 7, and on the second 16, you've got 1, 3, and 6. 1, 3, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 4, 7. Sorry, the second time.
Oh, a 7. We borrow the 16, so it makes it easier to see it.
The first bar of 16, you've got the 1, the 7 are accented. The second bar of 16, the 1, 4, and 7 are accented. Cool. Yeah. So now let's talk about the pentatonic scale. A flat major pentatonic scale. If you already have this written out, which is A flat major scale in extended range, first position on each. If you have that written out, then you can literally just take out the 7th degree and the 4th degree of the A flat major scale. So you just X out G and you X out D flat. And everything that's remaining on your paper will be the 5 notes of the A flat major pentatonic scale, also known as the F minor pentatonic scale. So I would encourage you to write it out. So, and then what that's going to look like is, or on cello, it's going to look like that on cello. You start with C, right? So you can take the next few minutes, you can write it out for yourself if you want. But now let's work with the pentatonic scale, A flat major. And I'll play some lines, and you can play them back to me, a little sequence. We'll do a cello solidarity. We'll start on C, so you play them back to me. Five notes. Yeah, let's do 5 notes, we'll do it together. So now, if you can do this, that means you don't need it written out. If you can't do it, then it might mean you need it written out. Starting on C, ready, go. E flat. F. A flat. B flat. C. Come down from B flat. A flat. If it's too easy, do it in second position. Or do it in octaves. Or one string. So we could do that. You can work on the same way that we did at the beginning of the class, for those who were here at 9:30. We did patterns out of the A flat major scale, right? Which was like, so you do the same thing out of the A flat major pentatonic. But you want to do it at your tempo, right? You can do 3s, you can do 4s, you can do, or you can eventually you can just improvise out of it. So work on that. 2, 3, 4. There's no G. There's no G. I heard a G. Reminder, 3 Ps. It'll make it better. Everything will be better with 3 Ps. 2, 3, 4. Voices, because one of my mantras is you don't know a song until you can accompany someone else who's playing the melody by yourself on the song. That's my personal standard that I hold myself to, because I used to just play melodies to songs and I didn't know the changes to the songs. I just used to think like, oh, if I just keep trying, like it'll happen, and it never happened. right? So, and that's what I will suggest will be the same for most of you if you do it that way. If you're just, I'm just gonna keep trying, I'm just gonna keep trying to hear it. There are some exceptions, I think, I mean, the younger you are, the more that maybe your ears will kind of absorb things like a sponge. I think the older that we get, though, the less likely that's to happen. And I mean, like, by the time we're 18, you know, for example, you know, so you can hear certain things, but why would you defer to that if you can accelerate it with some a little, you know, written out stuff? So the chords are, well, let's just learn the bass line. So it's F minor 7, B flat minor, E flat to A flat, and then there's a little C pickup. So it's basically 6, what is that? 2, 5, 1. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
How many beats on each word?
What's that?
How many beats on each word? Some of them like.
Well, it's the same as the rhythmic thing that we did.
Okay.
So it's like dun, 7, and then it's 1, 4, 7.
Oh, so yeah, it just, I thought it would be faster. Yeah. So it's F minor 7, what's the next one?
Yeah, F minor 7, B flat minor 7, then it's E flat sus. I'll explain that. E flat sus to A flat major 7. And then there's a pickup, which is a C minor if you want to play it. You don't have to play it. So let's just learn the bass line. So, and if you put the notes in along with those accents, it should pan out. So it's F, E flat, E flat, A flat.
Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
It's F minor 7, B flat minor 7, E flat sus, A flat major 7, and then the pickup of C minor 7. So F, B flat, E flat, A flat, pick up C. To just play the bass line and comp for somebody. You can try to put a little bit of a shot. Let me just demonstrate that. You want to take a solo on it? I'll play the bass line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice job, buddy. So that's a great practice. One person plays the bass line, and we already showed the other version earlier where we were just playing. You could do this, right? You could do any of these variations. But if you add these chord changes, it's pretty cool. So now let me tell you the thirds and sevenths. So on F minor, you want your third and seventh. On B flat minor, you want your third and seventh. On E flat sus, we want our 4th and 7th. 4th and 7th. And another way to think about E flat sus, I'll give you a trick. Anytime you see a sus chord, is just go down a whole step from the root and make a major triad. So that would look like D flat major triad over E flat. D flat major triad over E flat in the bass. And actually you use any of those notes in the triad. And then we go to A flat, yeah, there it is. And then we go to A flat major 7, and then C minor 7. So you want to have voice-led all those options for your 3rd and 7th. And you can do the 3rd and 7th, or you can just do only the 3rd. But if you write it out, you're going to see the possibilities. In Cammie and Carl's class yesterday, they were having you like try to remember the 3rd and 7th. But I don't really do it that way because I think like you're not going to remember it. I never remembered it. I could never remember it. I couldn't hear it. So that's why I say write it out. And then you'll know it. You'll hear it. You'll know it. You'll remember it. It'll be easier the next time. So now, here's all the easy to hard. You just grab only one note. That would be a note. This would be the other one. This is two notes. Right, so you got that. Third and seventh. Now, if you want to do a harder version, then you figure out all the variations where you can do 3-note voicings. So I'll show you 3-note voicings now. So we're going to do 1, 7, 3. The way we're going to practice it in just A flat major. So we're going to do. This is a really good cellos. Everybody can do this. So it's G, F, B flat. And then we do the same thing from A flat, G, C. Then B flat, right? It's the same progression. The pattern is that you play the root, the seventh, and the third. And another way to look at it is that it's a distance of a seventh, and then a distance of a fourth. And then you do it up and down the major scale. Yeah, chord. Yeah, whatever fingering. Yeah, sure. So that's kind of an advanced thing. So you can work on that. That's just a recommended thing. And you can do it in every key. So watch, I do it in G major. Do it in C major, do it in F major, we're doing A flat major right now. For some of you might not play triple stop, so just don't do that. Okay? So now we're going to try to play our thirds and sevenths. Thirds and sevenths. Wait, hold up. So what you want to do is you want to write out your third and seventh for each chord. I'm going to tell you the chords again. All right? So it's an F minor 7, then it's a B flat minor 7, then it's an E flat sus, then it's an A flat major 7. Optional pickup C minor 7. I'll say it again. F minor 7, B flat minor 7, E flat sus, A flat major 7, optional pickup C minor 7. So so you play the fourth and the seventh. So, or any notes from a D flat major, try it. D flat and A. Yeah. A flat. Sorry. so if you don't write it out for yourself, there's probably a good chance that you'll just leave the class and be like, yeah, I didn't get it. But if you, and then it'll just be gone. The opportunity will be lost forever until there's another time when it circles back around and you either take the opportunity or don't. Yeah, Jenny, so I would take your time and write it out.
Yeah, I got the thirds and sevenths for everything, but I forgot to, since the E flat sus is really a D flat fourth over E flat.
Yeah.
What are the, I know the notes are D flat, F and A flat, what would be?
Any two of those will work.
Oh,
Yeah.
So what was it you doing on E flat?
Yeah, so you can play the fourth and the seventh. You can play the fourth and the seventh, or you can play the fourth or ninth or seventh. Any combination of fourth, ninth, and seventh. Right. And then we haven't even talked about all the extensions that you can add to these chords. Like you can add nines and all this other stuff. Yeah.
and when you were playing, you were playing this, it was A flat, G, C.
Yeah. But that's just a sequence. You just move it up the scale.
Right, but it's A flat, it's very, so it's A flat. So I'm just trying to relate it.
So I can play every one of these chords with that same structure like this. Right? That's that shape. Like you could always use that shape.
Right, when I do it on piano, I bring the third in between because the jump is easier when I play on piano.
Oh, right. Yeah, but on the violin, it's easier to play
But
it.
I'm trying to put the two together.
Gotcha.
Because I know.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want, you can play root 7 third for each chord. Practice it. Thirds and sevens. So your assignment or your invitation would be, okay, go practice this in duos or in trios, right? And then you always have the choice. If it's a duo, then you have to choose, okay, I'm accompanying someone, so what am I going to do? Am I going to play the bass line, or am I going to do the inner voices, or some combination of both, right? And so you can try both options. Or if it's trio, you can say somebody's playing the bass, somebody's playing the inner voices, somebody's taking the solo. In fact, that could be a good thing to do, maybe right now. What time is it, 10:30?
It's 10:23.
10:23. Yeah, I think that'd be a really good exercise, is to just take like the next 10 or 15 minutes. So partner up, maybe go anywhere but this room, And so there's a room there, there's a room there, there's a balcony there, there's this outside. It's pretty nice out, right? So you can find, you're either in a duo or a trio, or if you want to be in a quartet, somebody could just chop, right? And remember, you don't have to play all the chords, or you could make it just 2 chords. Like it could be, you know, it could just be just the first 2 chords. You could elongate it, right? Or you could be like, no, let's just do the groove, but sit on like anything in the key of A flat major. Does that make sense? Record yourself. I'll see you back here in 15 minutes. Have fun. You're gonna work with Nick? All right, good. Hey, Hank. Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Nice to see you.
So good to see you as well.
All right.
Oh, you're very welcome. My pleasure. It's no problem.
Also have a question.
Yeah.
Is it sus or is it sus 2 or sus 4?
I think it's a sus 4. Yeah, I'm not really sure. But I just think of it as being like a D flat major trying over top of a flat. Yeah. My pleasure. Have you met Dalton? You and Dalton. How old are you?
17.
17. Okay, Dalton, my son.
Is that room gonna be okay on the side?
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, maybe shut the door, but yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's fine.
You want to keep this on?
Yeah. Live stream. I'm just live streaming like pretty much all
Yeah. Either way. Well, if you're playing electric, maybe we should have
You know you can take a card. That's where it is. On recuperate. Yeah, I've been really impressed. I really tried. Yeah, exactly. Like the lead up is almost more stressful than by the time we started. And plus, on top of that, like my years, but playing a lot. I've been doing yoga also, so I'm not sure if that's like it's like, you know, it's like downward dog. Yeah, it's just all like shoulder stuff. So, but it's cool. I'm just trying to Was it?